traders, and very warm welcome to you. This is this is Footy Trader from myfootballtrading.com, and very much welcome to 2024. We're still 12 days into the year, so let me take this opportunity and again share with you some best wishes for the new year. Really, I hope it's a good year for you and for all of us. And in trading terms, I'm wishing you only red screens. Now, that was a good wish. No, I'll take that back. I'm wishing you only green screens, all the profits, and only successful trades. Yeah. Today we will be looking at the leagues and again doing the evaluation, trying to find some opportunities, trying to find games where the market has the odds wrong and that we can take opportunity, right, and get involved and invest. Before we do that, however, I would like to start with a very quick shout out, okay, and it is a shout out to this gentleman, Match Odds Guru. I had a conversation with him recently. You can see it on my profile and on his profile. He was sharing some feedback about what I do, sharing some nice words. So yeah, he's the Poseidon Traders student. He has the Tipster account where he shares his selections. So have a look and feel free to follow this gentleman. Really a fan of transparency, sharing everything very clearly. So yeah, I really recommend that. Yeah, so this is Match Odds Guru, and the second topic is around my website. I have updated it very recently. Here you can see it. And the key things are that, on the homepage, you will be able to see the current results. So from the season where we are, this chart will be updated. And more importantly, the current watch list with the results. Yeah. So we will be building the watch list during this video. And the results will be updated here. There are also some general tips with regards to trading, also from Poseidon himself. And the main rule, right? The rule that we stick to. Yeah, you can hear Jack Taylor speaking about this here in the video. But yeah, in football trading, investing, your job is not to predict the winner of the match, but the probabilities of possible outcomes. Yeah, this is what we will be doing today. We will be looking at the odds, we will be looking at probabilities, and trying to find games that we do not agree with, the odds that we do not agree with. Yeah. Okay, so with that, once again, I am more than happy. So thank you very much for taking your time and being with me. And I hope that you build your watch list as well as we go. Remember, you don't need to agree with me. You should even have your own views, but always stick to your plan. And you can see things differently, but build your own watch list, stick to the plan and trade, and see how that goes. So before this video, I have updated all the categories for all the teams, for all the leagues, for all the 5 leagues. These colors, as usual, represent those categories. I have them here. So category 1 is the best team basically in the league, and category 7 is quite the opposite. Usually it's a relegation zone teams. Okay, so with that, we will have a couple of games today, tomorrow, and the day after. But then the round 21 in Premier League will be split over 2 weekends, from what I can see. So only a couple of Premier League games to look at for this weekend. And here they are. Burnley against Luton. It's the first one. It's the one today. You can see that I have both teams number 7. I would expect similar odds. The market is saying 204, 371. So they are saying basically that Burnley at home has more significant chance to win than I would probably expect. I would expect around 220, maybe 230. But then, you know what I usually do? I don't invest usually in those teams that perform poorly because they're, there is a problem in evaluation. These teams play so randomly that you can't really have you just don't have something reliable to stick to. Burnley, Luton, they are both in the relegation zone. Anyone can win. This is just I don't like doing that. So it's a no for me. Even though if I was asked, I would probably say that those Burnley odds should be higher. Then tomorrow we have Chelsea against Fulham. So here we are expecting. So Chelsea number 4, Fulham number 5 for me. So I'm expecting here Chelsea to be the favorites. We have 162, Chelsea at home, and 533, which is difficult to argue with. Really, for me that's fair. Then we have Newcastle, Manchester City. I have, so it's this one. Newcastle number 4 with Manchester City number 2. Note that I don't have number 1 at the moment in Premier League, really. So Liverpool, Manchester City, Arsenal, these are number 1 teams for me at the moment. Number 2. There is no number 1. The problem with Newcastle is that they've recently played very poorly. They've lost 4 games out of 5, and 3 in a row. They lost to Luton, to Nottingham, and to Liverpool. So if you lose to Luton and to Nottingham, then something is not working properly. So usually, a couple of weeks ago, I would disagree with the odds. I would say that 541 for Newcastle and 159 for Manchester City is wrong, and that Newcastle playing at home has a bigger chance of beating Manchester City than 18%. But with the recent results and the recent very significant drop in the form, and Newcastle being defeated at home by Nottingham Forest 1-3, I will not be involved in this game. For me 159 for Manchester City is probably okay given the current form of Newcastle. So not touching this one. And then we have Sunday. So on Sunday we have Everton against Aston Villa, and this one is very interesting, right? Because we have Everton number 5, but Aston Villa number 3. And okay, Everton is playing at home, but the market is saying that those teams are equal. More or less, okay, very small edge to Aston Villa. I think that they have a bigger chance of beating Everton than 40%, or rather, Everton's chance of beating Aston Villa is probably less than 35. I'm looking at the recent results. Everton playing very poorly. So putting aside the cup games, they lost with Tottenham 2-1, lost with Manchester City 3-1. So okay, in those two games, probably everyone was expecting them to lose. But then they faced Wolves and they were defeated 3-0. So that's this is very, very significant. Aston Villa, on the other hand, lost only with Manchester United. If you look at their away games recently, they lost 3-2, which was, you may remember, an interesting game because Aston Villa was leading 2-0, and then they lost 3-2. So also, if you look at the head-to-heads, right, and head-to-heads in the league, Aston Villa won 4 out of the 4 last games. This is just for the record, right? It's not that these historical results matter that much. But I think Aston Villa at 2.45 in these circumstances is a good price. So have in mind the injuries, have in mind starting lineups before making the final decision. But I will add this to my watch list and will be looking closely into this game. And then we have a big one, Manchester United against Tottenham. So for me, okay, Tottenham is number 3, Manchester United number 4. Okay, for me, Tottenham is a better team. Manchester United playing at home. Does it mean that they are a better team than Tottenham at home? I don't think so. And for me, this is the biggest opportunity. Yeah, the biggest opportunity of these games, because the market is saying 2.16 for Manchester United and 3 or 4 for Tottenham. Yeah, this is definitely not correct, at least in my opinion. 32.89% is not the chance of Tottenham beating Manchester United. I know it is an away game, but still. I think that the chance is bigger, and it's not that Manchester United at home is 1.4 times better than Tottenham. So I'm very eager to lay Manchester United in this game. But also again subject to the injuries, because there is a lot to consider from what I can see, and I may have revisit actually that selection. I am now looking at the fact that Son, for example, for Tottenham won't be playing, as he's playing in the national team, and it's both teams have very long injury lists. Wait for the starting lineups, do the evaluation, and then decide. This is what I will do, but I will add it to this game to the watch list. Okay, so that's Premier League. It's not everything, because games like Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Brentford, Nottingham, Bournemouth, Liverpool, they will be played on the 20th and on the 21st. So we will look into them later next week. Okay. So now moving on to Spain. Spain, a lot of red, a lot of Category 6 teams. Categories have been updated, and we are looking at La Liga games. So we'll have a full round 20th play that starts today. Let's have a look at the odds and see what interesting there is. And we start today with Sevilla against Alaves, right? And how Sevilla is performing poorly, we all know. I even have them equal to Alaves. And, don't get me wrong, Sevilla is 16th in the table and Alaves is 15th. So, but anyway, Sevilla is playing at home. They are underperforming. market's evaluation is 195, 439, which I don't want to touch really, because investing in Sevilla is too random, right? You really always have that in mind. If you think about the company, think about the product. Would you invest money in a product that is performing that unexpectedly and underperforming as much as Sevilla? You wouldn't, right? So this is why I'm not touching this one. This is both category 6 teams. It's a no for me. Then we have Las Palmas and Villarreal, which is an interesting point. I have both category number 5. The market agrees. We have 2.52 and 2.86, which is okay, very small advantage to Las Palmas playing at home, but in general the market is saying those teams are equal. I agree with that. Mallorca against Celta Vigo. Again, same story, very similar teams in terms of performance recently, and again we have 2.57. Look at the similarity, right? 2 teams from category 5, 2 teams from category 6. Here, because it's category 6, it's 113, 121, but in general this is the same, so it's a no. The market just agrees with me here. Now, we have a game between Betis and Granada. This one is number 4 against number 7, so we are expecting Betis to be relatively strong favorites here, and they are 163 against 543, which is fine. And then Athletic Bilbao against Real Sociedad. I have those teams in the same category. Here, it's not 2.5 for Athletic Bilbao, interestingly, right? This is why I'm doing those comparisons. Here, the market doesn't really agree that those teams are equal and is saying 2.05 for Athletic Bilbao and 3.86 for Real Sociedad. Now I very quickly look at the recent performance. So Athletic Bilbao, very strong at home, very strong. Only 1 loss in 10 games. Real Sociedad, 2 losses in 9 games away. Undefeated in last 5. Athletic Bilbao, of course, also undefeated at home. So it should be a close one. Athletic Bilbao scored 36 goals, conceded 19. Real Sociedad scored 30 and also conceded 19. So depending on the starting lineups again, but I don't think that this gap is so big that Athletic Bilbao chance of winning is almost 50%, and Real Sociedad has only 25. But perhaps there is something around the absences which I would need to check. So for that, I will add this game to the watch list. Whether I will invest in it or not, I will see. But if I am, then I will be going against Athletic Bilbao. Not a huge value here, most likely, but I think Athletic Bilbao should be a little bit higher. Okay, having said that, we have Almeria against Girona. So, simple stuff. Don't tell me Girona is more than 2. They're not. Almeria 4.63, Girona 1.68. I saw that the list of players absent for Girona is big. I'm not touching this one really. Atletico Madrid against Vallecano. Again, I presume we should see something around 1.4, 1.5. But this game will be postponed. Sorry about that, because Atletico Madrid has now played in Saudi Arabia, right, in the Spanish Super Cup. So we don't have this game on the card actually. We have Cadiz against Valencia. And we have 2.93 and 2.70. Interesting stuff. Valencia equal to Cadiz. I'm not sure about that, really. I know that Valencia is underperforming, but they are 9th in the table, so not that bad, yeah? And Cadiz is 18th. So there is something very strange here. Valencia 12th away. They defeated Vallecano recently. Cadiz at home 14th. Only 2 wins in 9 games. So that's a yes. 2.7 is not correct, I think, for Valencia. So definitely need to add it to the watch list to check further. Yeah, so Atletico Madrid, Barcelona and Real Madrid, we won't have those games because of the Super Cup. And on Sunday, we have the Super Cup. So let's see if I can... okay, I haven't checked the odds. I know that the final is between... it's El Clasico, yeah? It's Real Madrid against Barcelona. For me, Real Madrid are the favorites. If they are more than evens, like 220, 230, then I would back them. But I don't know the odds, really. I don't. I'm trying to find, and I found them. Real Madrid 230, Barcelona 2.99. So I'm making a note here. Back Real Madrid. Against Barcelona. You can disagree. I watched both semifinals. By the way, I watched Real Madrid against Atletico. It was 3-3, yeah, and then 5-3 after the extra time. Real Madrid was a better team. But Atletico Madrid played very well. Now, I've watched the other semi-final, Barcelona against Osasuna. They played yesterday, 1-0. Osasuna had a lot of chances. Barcelona is... If they play the way they played in the semi-finals, then Barcelona just does not have any chance against Real Madrid in this form, and 2.3 is very generous for Real Madrid. So this is another one to add to the watch list. Real Madrid against Barcelona on Sunday. Okay, now I hope you guys are still with me. We are halfway there, and now we are going to Italy. Okay, so how are things going in Italy? Italy, we have the full round of games, so nothing is split, nothing is missing. You know, we have 3, 6, how many? Yeah, we have all the games being played on Saturday, Sunday, and on Monday, and I think one game on Tuesday. So let's have a look at that. This is round 20. And we start with the big one, Milan against Rome. For me, Milan is a better team. They are playing at home, so I am expecting lower odds for AC Milan. The market agrees with me with 2.16, and then we have 3.63 for Rome, which for me is okay. Yeah, so that's a no. Then Genoa against Torino. This one, Torino number 4, Genoa number 5. We have those teams pretty even because Genoa playing at home. If not for that, the Torino odds should be lower. I remember when I was changing the categories. Torino was category number 5. I changed it to number 4. They are currently 10th in the table, 27 points, but Genoa 21 points. I'm not gonna argue with those odds. It's I'm going to accept them as they are. Napoli against Salernitana, not much to say here. Napoli, a team that really needs 3 points, yeah, and 133. Salernitana, very bottom of the table, 902. It's not 90. If it was 90, I would back Salernitana. Yeah, I would really at these odds, because as I said, the only thing that matters is the odds, is the probability. Yeah. So that's Napoli, Salernitana. Then we have Verona against Empoli. Yeah, 2 category 6 teams, not touch them. The market is giving more chance to Verona because they are playing at home. We can do a comparison, right? 221, 2 red teams. We have this here. Here. Here it was 257, but yeah, it's not that I'm going to lay Verona and invest in Napoli. Not going in Empoli. Not gonna do that. Monza against Inter. Monza number 5, Inter number 1 in the league for me. So 6.7 for Monza. Inter 1.5 playing away. It is often happening that teams facing those category 1 teams are very much motivated, especially when they play at home. They have nothing to lose, right? They play that way, right? We have nothing to lose. Whatever if we can achieve will be a big bonus. 1.5 I think is fair for Inter to win. This is, as you can see, 66% chance of beating Monza, which I will agree with. Lazio against Lecce is the other one. Number 3, number 5. So there is a gap in the odds. The market confirms that 166 for Lazio and 563 for Lecce. Cagliari against Bologna. Now here I would favor Bologna. Cagliari number 6, Bologna number 3 even. 307 for Cagliari, Bologna 2.51. That is, I think, generous, too generous. Cagliari number 17 in the table, very much struggling, and fighting not to be in the relegation zone. Bologna, on the other hand, fighting for Champions League. They were struggling a bit recently. They lost that game to Udinese 3-0, which was a shock, and then they drew with Genoa. But then if you look at Cagliari, they lost with Napoli, lost with Verona, and drew with Empoli, drew with Lecce. I think Bologna should now and will do their best to secure 3 points. Bologna, a team that in 19 games they lost only 3 times, so pretty solid team. Cagliari, on the other hand, they won 3 in 19. So 122 is not correct. So for me, that's a yes. Moving on. My God, I don't know how long this video already is. Apologies for that. I hope you're having fun as I am, and that you're not bored. So let's move on. Fiorentina against Udinese, easy stuff. Number 3, number 6, like Lazio against Lecce. Very similar stuff. Fiorentina 167, 536. You would expect maybe a bit lower odds, because Lazio 166 against Lecce, Fiorentina 167 against Udinese. The market is basically saying that if you agree that Fiorentina equals Lazio, then Udinese equals Lecce. Fiorentina 4th in the table, Lazio 7th. So I would favor Fiorentina. So it's funny, Udinese 16th, Lecce 13th. Fiorentina at home, 6 wins, and Udinese away, playing poorly. Only one game won by Udinese away. 167 for Fiorentina. Seems a bit It really seems a bit generous, really. I will add it to the watch list and have a closer look at that, because that seems, for me, that seems correct. 166 for Lazio against Lecce seems fine, but then if 167 for Fiorentina against Udinese is generous. So we'll see. It's on my watch list. Then Atalanta against Frosinone. This is easy. Yeah, we have 144 for Atalanta and 707. Not gonna argue with that, definitely. Now you can see, yeah. Frosinone equals Udinese, at least in my world, yeah, and Atalanta equals Fiorentina, again, at least in my world. And this is why I thought that Fiorentina odds should be lower. Really, Frosinone 15th, Udinese 16th. 19 points, 17 points. Atalanta 6th, Fiorentina 4th. Yeah, so Fiorentina even slightly better place in the table. 167, I think it should be around 144. I think so. Okay, and the last one, Juventus against Sassuolo. Yeah, what can you do? Sassuolo 801 and 144 for Juventus. Actually 1-4. So yeah, that's a no. That's a no, and this is a no. So 2 games here. Bologna seems generous against Cagliari, and Fiorentina against Udinese as well. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Bundesliga. It's been a while since we had a Bundesliga game, and we have a full round. We do. And 1 game is played today. Yeah. So 1 game today, then Saturday and Sunday, and it's round 17 of Bundesliga. So let's have a very quick look at the games and at the odds. So we start today with Bayern Munich against Hoffenheim, 114 against Bayern 16. It is. I always have a problem with that, yeah, because So okay, Bayern is not 14 times better than Hoffenheim. They are just not, yeah. Bayern is second in the table at the moment. Hoffenheim is 7th. They were struggling a bit. I won't lane Bayern, but I don't have a good reason for that. I don't know. Maybe I will, but let me see how Hoffenheim plays away. Oh, right. This is why. They are a terrible team when they play away. Hoffenheim, especially recently. Yeah, if you look at their recent games, they were really struggling away. So if they face Bayern at home, they will probably, yeah. Lost in the cup against Borussia Dortmund, drew with Augsburg, lost with Mönchengladbach, lost with Leipzig. No, I'm not. I'm not investing in this game. Period. Leipzig against Frankfurt. No, let's see what's the next one. Köln against Heidenheim. This one is very interesting. Köln, bottom of the table, struggling, probably will do their best to get out of the relegation zone. Heidenheim, on the other hand, pretty confident recently. In 9th place, 3 wins in a row. I don't know why the market is saying that Köln is the better team. I wouldn't say that, and definitely not as much. 209 for Köln, 342 for Heidenheim. Having a very quick look at the home games. Köln, 1 win at home in 7, and Heidenheim away. 1 win in 8. And this is the last win that they won with Mainz 1-0. I don't know, yeah, because this is the case where the odds are wrong, in my opinion, but also both teams are very poorly performing. So I'll leave that for a second and just move on. I'll get back to this one. Something easier is this one. Augsburg against Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen, a very strong team, top of the table. Augsburg, category number 5 for me. I'm not going against these odds. 562. Leverkusen away 154, which is fine for me. Leverkusen is a machine recently. Freiburg, Union Berlin. It's this one. Yeah, Freiburg 4, Union 6. We have 209, 351, which I'm ready to accept. So that's a no. Mainz against Wolfsburg. Yeah, this is. Yeah, no, yeah, and sometimes it's a good way to park the decision, because if I look at that, so Mainz Wolfsburg is in my world the same pair of teams that Köln Heidenheim. Mainz and Köln are both in the relegation zone. Heidenheim 9th in the table, Wolfsburg 10th in the table. Okay, so if there are no unexpected injuries, and this is always a subject to consider, these odds, what about these odds? Will again Mainz be 209? Not really. Mainz is 222, 330, which is interesting how the market in Bundesliga really favors the home advantage. Yeah. So this, I'll go yes for both, because this requires some further analysis. Yeah. Further analysis regarding the starting lineups and the form of the players, etc. Whether their key, the best scoring football players are available or not. This I will check, but there is something wrong with those odds, in my opinion. Leipzig against Frankfurt, again, it's this one, number 3, number 4. 143 for Leipzig, 699. Jeez, yeah, it is. I don't recall seeing that before. That so strong, so much favoring the home advantage. Leipzig, okay, they are number 4, but Frankfurt is number 6, and Frankfurt away. Okay, they are struggling. 11 goals in 8 games, and Leipzig is a machine at home. Okay, That I will accept. That I can accept. But feel free to have, again, I will very much welcome your comments, either under this video here on YouTube in the comment section or on Twitter /X. Whatever you prefer, I would very much like to see your view. Moving on, Darmstadt against Dortmund. Similar to Augsburg Leverkusen, really. Here we have 5 and 2, here we have 7 and 3. The odds are pretty much the same. We won't be arguing with that. 544, and Dortmund is 154 as well. So yeah, that's acceptable. And then 2 left. Bochum against Bremen. Bochum will probably be, I don't know, with this favoring of the home advantage, I'm expecting Bochum to have lower odds. And that's the case, 220 and 3.13. But here it's not that we have a team from the relegation zone in the picture, right? Because Bochum is 13th. Bochum is 14th. And Bremen is 13th. They have equal amount of points. Bochum playing at home. Maybe they should be maybe in the same category. With that, I'll just make it a no. And the last one, let's have a look. So Mönchengladbach number 5, Stuttgart number 3. 2 categories difference, because Stuttgart is number 3 in the table and Mönchengladbach 12th. Stuttgart is really doing good. I'm not looking at the odds. If Mönchengladbach has lower odds than Stuttgart. I'm laying Mönchengladbach. I know that they're playing at home, but there's 2 categories difference in my world, and that would not justify such odds. All right, here they are. Mönchengladbach 3.61 and Stuttgart 193. Okay, yeah, so 51%. It's okay. With that, I won't argue. Yeah, with that, I won't argue. So 2 games to look at, not necessarily, again, both definite investments, but Mainz and Köln. Yeah, we have those 2 teams from a relegation zone facing those teams in the middle of the table. Again, Heidenheim, number 9, so first half of the table, and then Wolfsburg, number 10. If we look at the form, interestingly, Heidenheim has a good form, number 6, Wolfsburg 11th. But then Köln and Mainz are, 16th and 17th. So, yeah, they are playing at home. They will be motivated to get out of the relegation zone. But if both teams will will play strongest players, I think this is a investment opportunity. Okay, so with that, we'll quickly do Liga. We'll quickly moving to France. This is the last one. Not my favorite. Crazy things going in France. We have Lyon just above the relegation zone. Marseille 6th, only 6th in the table. PSG not disappointing. Let's see if there is something that really stands out, that is really crazy by a mile, and only on that we can invest in Ligue 1, at least me. Monaco against Reims. We have Monaco number 2, Stade Reims. I know I'm butchering those French names. I am, and I apologize for that. So there's no way Monaco would have higher odds here. Yeah. Something to accept. 176, 430. So that's a no. Then we have 2 games where number 5 faces number 6. Anything can happen really here. Metz, we have 304. Look, this is interesting, yeah? 2.51. It's not like in Bundesliga where the home advantage would be favored so much. It's not here, but let's see. Here we have 197, completely crazy, and 398, yeah. So which ones are correct? Or maybe my categories are not correct. Yeah, it's just that I'm not gonna invest in those. Metz, just for the record, 14th. Nantes, 13th. And they face 16th, 17th. Both, if you look at Nantes, they lost 3 of the last games. Metz, they lost 4. Toulouse, Clermont, they cannot win at all. No, we're not investing money in such teams. No, and definitely not in Ligue 1. Le Havre, Olympique Lyon. So I have them in the same category, but I presume that because of the brand Olympique Lyon, the market will have them better. Let's see. Le Havre, yeah, but not by much. Yeah, 3.18 and 2.32. I will not be going against Olympique Lyon here. They are underperforming. They may, find their form in this game. It's a product, is a team that you wouldn't want to invest in because it's completely unpredictable, right? You don't want to do that. Now Lille against Lorient, 3-6, clear situation. 137 Lille and 841 for Lorient. Have a double comma here. Don't know why. Yes, so that's a no. Olympique Marseille against Strasbourg. Strasbourg doing fine. This is the game played today. 163 for Marseille, 568 for Strasbourg is, I believe, quite okay. Yeah, something that I would probably expect. We'll see whether this one, because yeah, Lille equals Marseille. Lille facing category 6, Marseille category 4. Yeah, they have higher odds. It's fine. Here we have 187 and 420. Which I am also ready to accept. Then Nice against Stade Rennais. Or no, wait a second. No, Lens against Paris Saint-Germain first. We have 3.70 and 1.9. 1.9 is interesting. It is interesting, yeah. Lens 7th in the table, 1.9 for Paris Saint-Germain seems a bit generous. Yeah, undefeated PSG away. Lens at home also okay. Lens at home only one loss. They are playing pretty good. So okay, I am ready to accept 1.9 for Paris Saint-Germain in those circumstances. And Rennes against Nice. Yeah, I have the odds for this one as well. Yeah, this is funny. 2.41 and 3.12. And I don't know what's going on. So I have Nice number 2 and Rennes number 5. How is it that they have a bigger chance of winning? Is it because of the... Okay, so Rennes is 10th in the table. Nice is 2nd. Is it because of some absences? Is it that I'm not aware of? Oh yeah. I think their best scorer, the best scorer of Nice is from Nigeria, and he's playing in the national team. So I think that's why this is different. I think that's because that's the reason. But I will add this to the watch list. I will have a closer look at that because 3.12 is and 2.41 seems a bit odd to me. So I'll have a closer look. I have the watch list tab here. This is where I will add all my games. But as I mentioned earlier at the very beginning of this video, you will be able to see the games with the results on Twitter and on my website. With that, thank you very much. I really appreciate, especially if you stayed until the end. It really means a lot. I hope it helped you to build your own watch lists. So here is how for a great weekend, and we'll talk again next week. I'm really looking forward for all your comments. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me as well. And thank you very much for being here and for your support. Thank you. Bye.